say that every month, don't I? I can't believe it's due. What we're going to do today is a little talk about essential oils for your bugs and pests to use around the garden over the summer months. We've had a lot of conversations in my WhatsApp group over the last few weeks about this particular subject. So I thought it'd be a good one to do because we're all sort of coming into those warmer months now. And actually, with your essential oils, you have got an army of defense that you can use. That what I like about this is that they work to deter the pests without actually harming them, because every pest has got its role on our earth, and I'm not one for killing anything that it's necessary to kill, but a bit of a full exposure here. The sort of things that I'm telling you about making up, if you spray it directly onto the pest, of course it will kill it, but also what we find is that the spraying it around where they are, you deter them from coming into your space, which is for me the perfect situation. So this is going to go through different essential oils that you can use and easy ways that you can use them. So first of all, we're going to start off talking about defense. So what could we use to naturally deter them and keep them from invading our space? So first of all, did you know that ants do not like peppermint, spearmint, or black pepper? So a little recipe that you could use if you've got ants invading your space is 12 drops of peppermint or spearmint with 3 drops of black pepper in a spray bottle with some Castile soap, and then top it up with water. And then you just spray along the window sills, the door sills, or any area where you find that they're gaining entry into your home. So for me last year, it was where the skirting board is in the kitchen. They were coming out of a little crack into my space. So I don't want them in my kitchen. So I just sprayed along the skirting board, and that's sprayed all the way around that particular room. It did take a couple of days. So as in it deterred them, but then the next morning I saw them sort of starting to make their way back in. So I did it again, and then they got the message and they didn't come back. So the best thing to do is find out where the ants are entering your home and then just spray along there. But you could also add some peppermint or black pepper to a cotton ball and place it in the opening of where they're coming through as well. There's a thing at the bottom. If you do spray the peppermint essential oil directly on the ants, it will destroy them. So that might be what you want to do. But for me, it was more about deterring them. Are spiders in spaces where you don't want them? I haven't actually seen many spiders for a while. But if you have got spiders coming into your home and you don't want them there, then we've got peppermint, eucalyptus, and spearmint. So just like ants, spiders don't like peppermint or spearmint. So you could make the recipe from the previous step and use it to deter spiders too. You can actually place a ring of peppermint around a spider and it won't walk through it. And that's because spiders actually taste with their feet. So I tried this, I remember when we did this presentation a few years ago, but my spider was on the wall and I put a ring around it on the wall. It didn't quite have the same effect, but I'd love to try it on the floor and just to see what actually does happen. Does it just freeze the spider? So you can use your peppermint spray on entryways, doors, windows, cracks, and small spaces where you want to keep them out. Now, mice is something else that you might have invading your space, and mice are amazing because they just squeeze through the tiniest of openings. So you wouldn't think that a mouse could fit through, but when they squeeze down, there's just not a lot to them. You might not want them in your home because they do carry diseases that they can transmit to us through their bites or their droppings. So the first thing to do is just to check, how are they getting in? So we're doing something practical first, checking the openings, porches, holes in the wall, near the windows, and then clean those areas of debris such as food, clothing, tissues or papers, and then get that sealed. But just like ants and spiders, mice don't like peppermint essential oil. So you spraying the areas, as we've been talking about really throughout this, will help to deter them from coming into your space, and placing those peppermint cotton balls in areas where you think they might be, like vents, under the stove, behind the refrigerator, beneath the dishwasher. So you've got that there, which is deterring them. And a spray that you can make for the home is Castile soap. You could add a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 25 drops of peppermint, 25 drops of Purify. Purify is a blend of oils. It's known as the cleansing blend. I've spoken about it in the past because Purify is quite an amazing little blend. If you've cooked something smelly in the home and you put Purify into the diffuser, it totally neutralizes that smell. So we use that quite a lot in my house. But they're saying you can add this here for your mice deterrent with water and then just spray it around the home to keep them from coming in. Don't let the bed bugs bite. So this is a nice recipe you could make up and just give your mattress a bit of a spruce. So it's a cup of baking soda with eucalyptus, tea tree and lavender. So 5 drops of each in a container, and then shake it well, mix it all together, and then just place the mixture in a strainer and sprinkle it over the mattress, and then just leave it to sit to do its thing for about an hour. And then you can get your Hoover and suck up the baking soda and any nasty bugs that it might have been hiding in there. And this is even supposed to be good for dust mites that might be hiding in there too. Now, mozzies, this is one that every year we try and find something that's going to stop the mozzies from biting us. And there's lots of essential oils that mosquitoes don't like. So you've got a choice here, depending on your preference. You've got lemongrass, lavender, lemon, eucalyptus, tea tree, clove, cinnamon bark. We've got our lemon eucalyptus, and we've got citronella. So any of those combined, maybe in a diffuser, is going to hopefully deter them from coming over. But you could also mix it up with a carrier oil and put it onto the skin. Now, there is a blend that the doTERRA have already pre-made called the TerraShield, the outdoor blend. So this is a combination of a lot of those oils that we've just spoken about. It's got ylang ylang, nootka wood, cedarwood, catnip. We've got our lemon eucalyptus, litsea, arbor vitae, and vanilla bean. And it's in a base of fractionated coconut oil and tamanu seed oil. So you can actually apply that straight to the skin. Put it on your arms, your legs, your neck, anything that's exposed, but also don't forget to diffuse it in your outdoor space as well. Ticks is another thing when we're walking about through long grass. So ticks don't like lavender, lemongrass or thyme. And a tick repellent spray that you could make up is using white vinegar and water, and then adding your lavender, thyme and lemongrass. And then just put it all together in a pot. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, spray bottle. And then just spray it over your clothing and your hair, and you can reapply that every 4 hours to keep the ticks away. And then just double check when you get back in to make sure that there's nothing got through. If you do happen to find a tick on your body, remove it immediately with a tick removal device. Don't try to, what does that say? Don't try to smother the tick with liquid soap or essential oils, because irritating the tick, trying to make it let go, will cause it to regurgitate potentially dangerous toxins into the bite. Now, if you have been bitten, if you found yourself in that situation, then here's a little blend, a tick bite relief recipe. So you've got oregano, lemongrass, frankincense, Purify with some carrier oil, and just apply it daily, twice daily, sorry, to the bottoms of the feet and the area where the tick was located on your body until any symptoms have gone. So oregano is a really powerful antibacterial essential oil. We've got frankincense in there, lemongrass. So it's something that you'd want to get on a couple of times a day just to make sure the body doesn't react in a bad way to it. Beetles, just like most of the bugs that we've been talking about, beetles really dislike peppermint. However, they also don't like thyme essential oil as well. And we don't want our beetles eating all our plants that we've taken ages to grow. Beetles eat different parts of the plant, the leaves, the seed, the fruit and the wood. Usually vegetable plants are most affected by beetles. So you might want to make up a little spray And I've got to stop sharing and come back and share again. A beetle repellent spray using your Castile soap, which you can get Castile soap online, or you can usually get them from any zero waste type shop. So you want some Castile soap and some water, and then 7 drops of thyme. Put it all together in a spray bottle and then just spray it over your plants. So it's not going to hurt the plant at all, especially if it's one that you're wanting to eat at some point, but it will deter those beetles. You can also add a tablespoon of chili powder and 5 cloves of garlic, crushed or roughly chopped. Spray well and your plants will thank you. APHIDS is something we've been talking about in our WhatsApp group. So we all know, well, I say we all know, you can see on the picture there that what aphids look like, tiny little insects with long antennae and 2 tubes projecting rearward from their abdomen. And they suck plant sap, which then makes your leaves drop and other foliage can become distorted. So we've got an aphids away recipe, which we're going to make up in a spray bottle with water, your Castile soap, olive oil, and then the essential oils of peppermint, wild orange, and lavender. And then just spray the plant. So you're making sure you're spraying underneath as well as on top. And if you do want to destroy them, then lemon essential oil sprayed directly onto the aphid will destroy it on contact. For fleas, you can make up a spray with lavender, lemongrass, and peppermint. And you can also use this on the collar of if it's a dog. So it's an all natural pest collar recipe. So 3 ounces of distilled water and 20 drops of the TerraShield blend. Place those ingredients in a bowl and then soak the collar for about 20 minutes. Hang it up to dry before you're putting it onto your animal. And you could repeat this soak every couple of weeks or as necessary. So that's 2 different things there, isn't it? You can easily make up a spray to spray. So the lemon, lavender and peppermint, spray it down onto the animal itself or make up a collar. Ticked off tick repellent. We've got apple cider vinegar, warm water, some aloe vera gel, and then lavender and cedarwood. The ratios in this solution of essential oils and apple cider vinegar are diluted enough not to irritate your pet's skin and still provide the repellent properties that you're looking for. But if your animal is prone to easily irritated skin, then you can dilute it even more by altering the ratio to 1 part apple cider vinegar to 3 parts water. And then just spray your pet from head to toe, being careful not to get it into their eyes. Rub and let the fur dry. Now, I would always recommend when you're using essential oils with animals, let them smell the essential oil first. And the way I like to do that is to have the bottle with the lid on, because their sense of smell is so much stronger than ours. And just put it up near them and see how they react to it. And if they're okay with that, then take the lid off and let them smell it with the lid off. Because once you've put it on them, it's very hard to get it off. And if it's something they really don't like, I just think it's a bit cruel to do that. So I always just introduce the oil to them first, make sure it's something that they're comfortable with. So regular bathing of your pet using bug repelling essential oils and Castile soap will work as a preventative method. And the key to this is bathing them often. So you could choose from lavender, cedarwood, lemongrass, the TerraShield blend I've been talking about, or that Purify cleansing blend. And if you find that your pet's got skin irritants, dilute lavender, Roman chamomile, or geranium with aloe vera and water, and just spray it on the affected area, reapplying as needed for soothing comfort. Now, if we've got pollen in the air, then we've got bugs in the air too. And like I say, I'm not anti-bugs. Actually, I was listening to something on the radio the other day, and they were saying because of the amount of insecticides that we're using on crops and things like that, then the actual population of insects in the UK has really dropped. And insects have their roles to do. So this is about what can we use to prevent them just landing on us and not actually hurting them in any way, so they can get on with what they've got to do and we can get on with what we've got to do. So these are some oils that they don't like: lemongrass, tea tree, peppermint, arbor vitae, lavender, cedarwood, eucalyptus, citronella, and our Terra Shield blend. Using any of those in spray is a way that you can deter those pests without hurting them. You can use your diffuser in your outdoor space, especially if you've got one of the ones that recharges up itself. There's one called the Roam diffuser that I've got, and when it's on its base, it's charging up. So then when you go and sit outside, you can just pick it up and take it outside with you. And here's a blend for you to try: 3 drops of spearmint, 3 drops peppermint, 3 drops of lemongrass, and 3 drops of citronella. Or you could just use the Terra Shield spray, which has already got all of a lot of those oils in there. Now, if you've been bitten this summer, calm the area in a quick, safe, and natural way, applying the essential oils topically, neat or diluted in a carrier oil, like your fractionated coconut oil. So for bites, you can use arbor vitae, basil, frankincense, lavender, patchouli, Roman chamomile, ylang ylang, or that purify blend. And if you've been stung, to relieve the sting from a sting, we've got our basil, clove. Now, if you're using clove, you do need to dilute it with a carrier oil because it's a hot oil and it will irritate the skin if used neat. But some of the other ones, like lavender, you can get away with putting that straight onto the skin. Something else, some other oils that will relieve the sting from a sting: lemon, tea tree, and that would stop it getting infected as well, Roman chamomile, thyme, or purify blend. So you can see we're actually repeating quite a lot of the same ones here for different things. So there's lots of ways you can deter, repel, and soothe irritations from bugs and pests. And like I said, many of the recipes are similar and just require a little swap of a correct essential oil to prevent a specific bug or pest. And we haven't gone through them all yet, so I've put the rest onto one slide. So if you're watching this on the replay, you can actually screenshot the slide there and have it, because you might have lice, which tea tree, lavender, rosemary, peppermint, geranium. Flies don't like basil, clove, eucalyptus, lavender, peppermint, rosemary. And this is giving you a selection to choose from, because some summers I find that lavender in the diffuser by the back door deters those flies from coming in. But then other years, lavender isn't doing it, and I'll need to use something else like eucalyptus or peppermint. So you really want to do a little bit of an experiment and find out what oil is working best for you this year, and let us know in the groups. Then because it might be that it's just this year this oil works best. Or you could make up a little blend. You don't have to stick to one oil. In the diffuser, you could have basil, eucalyptus, and peppermint. So you can really play with this. Gnats, we've got patchouli, spearmint, peppermint, and eucalyptus. To deter moths, you could diffuse lavender, peppermint, cedarwood, or spearmint. For roaches, they don't like eucalyptus. Slugs don't like white fur. So one way you could do this is to get an empty carton, like a yogurt carton or something like that, dig it into the ground, so dig a hole so you can put the carton in, and then you could put your drops of essential oils in the carton, and that's sort of supposed to deter the slugs. Snails don't like patchouli or white fur. Weevils, patchouli and sandalwood. For caterpillars, you could use peppermint. And for horseflies, there's a combination there: peppermint, lemongrass, cedarwood, thyme, lavender, tea tree, sandalwood. So remember that essential oils are pure, powerful, and potent, and a little goes a long way. So you apply into the plants sparingly and then reapply as needed. So hopefully that's given you some ideas of what you can use around the home and garden this summer. Please let us know in the comments in the groups what works, what doesn't work, so we can all learn from it. If some of your friends and family would like to learn more about essential oils and how they can help them in their everyday life, then why not consider hosting a class? It really helps us to be able to get in front of like-minded people and share this information with them. So if that's something you want to do, it's not a lot of work involved. It's just picking a day and time. So you'd speak to the person that's introduced you to the oils, and you'd select a day and time where they would come over and teach maybe the intro to oils class or something like that. If you didn't want to do it in person, you could host an online class. So the same sort of principle, you'd invite some people along, we'd give you the Zoom link and some information about the class, and then you'd invite them along, and we would have like a private Zoom session with you and your family or friends. And I like to send some little oils as well, so that while they're watching the presentation, they can start using some oils. So if that's something you think might be fun, then let us know, and you'd get some free oils as well as a thank you from us for introducing us to your friends.